Hey everybody, welcome to Brick Vault. In this video, we're going to take a closer look at the custom Lego brick version of maybe one of the most iconic and well-known spaceships of all time. This is the new and improved T-65 X-wing from the designer Jerac. It's the primary starfighter for the Rebels back in the first Star Wars film, A New Hope, and has been a leading starfighter design for decades. It's nimble, strong, and also able to deal out quite a bit of damage. If this video feels familiar to some of you, that's because over 3 years ago, the Lego designer Jerac built this custom minifigure scale X-wing, and we showcased it on this channel. And with careful redesigning, he was able to strengthen the model, increase the level of detail, and optimize part efficiency, all while streamlining the build process as well. It's an amazingly well-proportioned model that we're really happy to have here in the studio. And before I jump any further into the finer details, first I'd like to say that the instructions can be found at our web store, brickvault.toys. Included with each purchase comes the PDF step-by-step guide and a digital parts list file that can be uploaded online, making it easy to order the parts quickly. There are a variety of different color combinations included, 4 in total. Purchasing from our web store is a really great way to help support us here at Brick Vault and the designers like Jerac, who has dedicated himself to creating some amazing models over the years. Outside of this very sizable arsenal of ties, he's also tackled A-wings, the Y-wing, the Razor Crest, the T-70 X-wings, plus a massive Starcraft battlecruiser, claptraps, Doomslayer, a 40K Dreadnought, and the classic Lamborghini Countach. Remember the links in the description, that's brickvault.toys, and now let's jump into the main build. I'm going to use Luke's Dirty Red 5 as the primary piece to showcase all the features here. And with that magic word said, the features of the model are what we're going to start with. The S-foils fold by turning a gear at the bottom of the ship. The internal gearbox is an update from the original, consisting of Technic bricks and a couple of worm screws. It also allows you to tighten the S-foil function just a bit easier. When the wings lock into place, the details on the inside showing some of the mechanical greebles can be seen a bit closer, and it's a pretty easy function to manipulate. They need to be fully closed if you want the ship in landing position, and once you're there, the 2 feet in the back can be accessed by flipping open these curved slope pieces on the bottom of the wings. Always thought this was kind of a funny place to actually put landing gear because they seem to occupy right where some of the engine's internals would need to be. But anyways, in the front, the foot folds down from the bottom of the nose, or close to it at least. There are some natural stopping points built into the feet here, and you have a consistent, well-balanced stance once all the folding is finished. After that, the final interactive features for the ship come down to the cockpit and the astromech. The droid can be placed into the body. It sinks in a little bit deeper, which I think looks a little bit better, and the windscreen folds open without a hitch, and it reveals a very well furnished cockpit with multiple control consoles and a center screen. The pilot never actually studs into place, but the fit has plenty of friction to keep the minifigure there. I suppose the last feature for this model technically is fitting it on the display stand. It's in a locked configuration that has the starfighter positioned pointing up slightly. It's a 2-stud full friction connection that also has a bit of body weight resting on some of the flat surface. The stand connection could have been tweaked easily in either direction for more or less connection, but I think it's a good combination of strong fit, and it's also easy to break away without taking any extra pieces with you. Now, a lot of this is fairly similar in terms of functionality when compared to the original model from several years ago. So for those familiar with Jerac's first build, let me point out some of the updates a little bit closer. I almost forgot to say this in the recording, but the biggest difference here is that the wings can open wider. Not only is this more technically accurate in terms of getting the correct angle, but generally it just looks a lot cooler for the overall look of the X-wing. The nose is built entirely different along with the internal connections for the shaft. It's much easier to build and stronger. The top and bottom of the center hull is easier to construct and I think has some better greebles. The 4 fusel thrust engines are entirely different in the back. These are probably some of the more obviously stronger bits. They were easy to knock off with those stud connections before. Much of the wings and laser cannons were rebuilt, and I know I mentioned it earlier, but the internals are completely different as well. Here is the original model from the first video. Only around 60% of the same parts are actually shared between the 2 ships. The update is also, as of recording this, about 25% less expensive to source the pieces online, which is pretty cool. Anyways, it's great to see an already amazing model get refined down. It's like an overhaul, and the X-wing is and always will be, I think, a challenging build, but well worth the effort. All right, let me know what you guys think about Jerac's custom X-wing in the comments below. Remember that link is in the description below. You can find the instructions at brickvault.toys. As always, what other kinds of creations would you like to see in the future? Thanks a lot for sticking around to the end of this video. If you enjoy our content, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.